Okay, we are officially recording. So let me start over. I am Sierra, and I'm team leader here. And I'm so excited to have you all on this video. We have some pretty incredible things happening in May, as you guys are all aware of. Huge bonuses that can be attained, $4,000 to $12,000. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about some basic strategies with using social media to grow your business. And we're just going to go over a couple things there, some tips and tricks that I want to remind you all of. Talking about Wednesday Night Lives. We're going to go over the structure of how the $4,000 or the $12,000 payout works. And then I'll open it up for Q&A. If anyone has specific questions that I did not answer, you can put them in. There's a little chat button below that you can click on, and you guys can, type in there at any time. And yeah, so well, 1 second. There we go. Okay, I think I've got everybody muted. And all right, so we're going to get started here. So let's start with just basic tips and tricks for social selling on Facebook. I think most of our team does their social selling on Facebook, and you're free to use any platform that you want, whether that be Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, whatever you guys use is totally fine. But some things I just want to share as I see them happening, and I just don't want you to lose business because of them. So maybe if somebody says, hey, try it this way, maybe it'll help. So that's all I'm trying to do. So a basic thing to think about when doing social media selling is something I like to call the 80-20 rule. What that means is 80% should be personal, 20% should be business content. So these are the posts that you share. And the 80% personal can be, pictures of the kids, on an outing, you guys out to eat, just whatever. And then the 20% is where it should be more business. So I think of that as like the post I just put up, buy 2 months of Thrive, get one free. That's a very salesy business post. I want you guys to limit those posts to like one a day. Seriously, because if you're putting multiple posts out of the same thing, eventually your followers are going to scroll past you because all they see you post is about your business. And at that point, unfortunately, most people write you off because they know and they expect it to come from you. One thing we want to do here is we want to create curiosity, and we don't necessarily want our followers to expect us to be posting about our products. They know we're with a company, they know we're with a business, but we don't want them to expect that, Sierra's going to put up 5 posts today about Thrive. You know what I mean? So we want to keep it fresh when we're posting, and we want to keep it exciting, and we want things that are going to be eye-catching to people that are scrolling by. So the less that your Facebook friends or whatever network you're on, the less they expect you to put a deal out, or the less they expect you to say Thrive's all natural, or the less they expect it, almost the more reaction you're going to have. So that 80-20 rule, again, 80% personal, 20% business. Here's the thing though, you guys, if you guys do some research on what attraction marketing is, there is a fantastic team Zoom on that in the Dream Team page. If you search attraction marketing, it will come up, and it's a full training over what that is. Attraction marketing, you can play into your 80% because you're not straightforwardly saying, here's my product, buy it from me. It's more so to create curiosity and to get people thinking. So when I think of an attraction marketing post that is, geared toward Lavelle or Thrive, I don't necessarily count that in that 20% rule of the salesy posts because it is more personal. When you talk about, look at this massive amount of laundry I just folded today, you guys. I would have never been able to do this without my 3 simple steps. Or I am so thankful I was able to play with my kids outside today. I got the dishes done. I lost 10 pounds, that kind of thing. When you're not straightforwardly saying the name of it is an attraction post. There are some great examples on this, again, in the Dream Team page, so I'm not going to go too far into it because the trainings are there for you, but I want you guys to think about strategizing your posts daily, because here's the thing. If you put out 15 posts and you're like, okay, I'm just hoping that I get a hit on one of these, it's not going to work out that way. You need to strategize your posts. So for me, I do inspirational posts in the morning. I like to do an interactive post around 2 p.m. because that's a lot of times dead time. People are at work. They're not on Facebook. So if you have the most amazing post to put out in the world, think about prime posting times. Prime posting times are going to be, 7 to 8 o'clock in the morning as people are getting up and going to work. Another prime posting time is again around lunch break, so 11 to 1 as people are on their lunch and they're scrolling through Facebook. And again, another prime time is about 8 p.m. because people are off of work, they're done eating supper, they're relaxing for the night. So if you have like some incredible posts you want to put out there, just look at what time it is and see. And then if you ever think back to, why didn't I get any interaction on this post? Think about when you post it. Think about how many other posts did you have come before that. So sometimes even leading up to a post that's going to be big is huge too. Leaving little hints in the posts that you do and then putting the big grand finale out there. So it's a lot of strategy when you're doing, and use a buffer. Yeah, Kayla said use a buffer. So there's other posting apps you can get. If you work like a 9 to 5 or you're busy during the day, you may not have time, you've got soccer practice coming up or whatever. There are different apps you can download. I know one is called like Hootsuite, and you can write your post out and then you can set the timer on it for when you want it to get posted on Facebook. So you could write that post at 2 p.m., but have it set to go out at 8 p.m. And then that leads me into the next thing I want to talk about is why we post our links in our chat. So again, this is all very basic stuff, but it's stuff that needs to be gone over as we have new people coming into the team. So we post our links in our chat, not to annoy you, I promise that. It's so that we can create interest. So when you see people posting in the chat, hey, please comment on this, all it takes is an emoji or whatever. And we do that because any post that gets 10 or more comments on it is more likely to be kept in people's news feeds, and it will create more viewers. So 10 or more posts, 10 or more authentic comments on a post will stay in people's news feeds longer. It will pop up in more people's news feeds, and it's all around going to get more interest. Doing the vague posts with the colored just backgrounds are great if you're trying to stutter step to that big grand finale. Those are nice. They're very eye-catching. But otherwise, use a picture. Unfortunately, nowadays, people just scroll and they scroll and they scroll and they scroll, and they normally won't take the time to read something that has no picture, no emojis, no nothing, because it's not eye-catching. So when you're creating your post, before you hit post, I want you to really look at it and think, would this be something I would stop to read? If it's not, and you need help, come to your upline or come to me, and I'll try to help you create that post in a way so it is eye-catching and it is eye-popping. Also, please do not fall into the trap of copying and pasting other posts that you see other promoters do within our group, because people know you. People on your Facebook know you probably better than some of us do. So when you're typing something out and you're copying, pasting it, your friends are going to know that that didn't come from you because it's not in your own voice. So we always want to make sure we're structuring our posts into terms of how we would say it, because we all kind of have our own voice of how we talk and how we talk to people and the words that we use. So if it doesn't sound like you, don't post it, because they're going to know you're copying and pasting. And that's where people lose confidence in you, when they know that you're not being authentic to yourself and you're not being authentic to your business, because all you're doing is taking the time to copy and paste from somebody else. I'm guilty of it. I'll be the first one to admit that. I'm in a hurry. I don't have time. I see something awesome. I copy and paste it. But here's the thing. It's not doing me any justice, because people are going to scroll by that because they've already seen that on somebody else's post, and they're going to know that I copying and paste it. In my old business, we did this a lot. We copy and pasted all the time. And it turns people off. It does. How many times have you seen a copy and pasted post in some other business and you scroll right by it because you've already seen it 5 more times in your timeline? It happens all day long. This is where we need to stand out apart from the crowd and think for ourselves. Be authentic. How has Thrive helped you? Write a list down. What has it done for you today? What did it do for you yesterday? These are the things people want to hear. They want to hear your story. And Lavelle is doing $5,000 giveaway to 20 people a week who share their story on a live. So if you don't go live, I would suggest at least trying it, because who knows? You could be a $5,000 winner, which is pretty freaking awesome. So doing those basic things are going to help. If you have any questions on that, please message me and I can kind of go over like a Facebook 101 with you. But Shannon, if there's anything I missed, I know we kind of touched on this topic, please jump in or put it in the group chat there and I can touch on that. I know we have limited time for this Zoom, so I'm going to just keep on trucking along. And if you guys have questions that come about as we go, please drop them as well. And I would love for you guys to send this to your downlines as well. So anyway, another thing that's going to make you successful is just being plugged in. I'm not saying you have to be on your phone for 10 hours a day, but if you're not putting posts up, you're not talking to people about it, how will anybody ever know that you have this amazing thing to share? I mean, that's number one. People ask me, well, what can I do? And I said, have you put a post up today? Well, no, I haven't done it for like 3 days. How is anybody going to know? You have to be consistent with this business, you guys. Consistency is key. Shannon is my number one. Thank you, Kayla. I will touch on that. Yes, absolutely. Okay, I tried to keep the kids in the bedroom for as long as I could. And here she is. So we'll have to kind of go with this. And I know I'm talking fast, but I know we have limited time and I have a lot of stuff to cover. So I'm going to just keep rolling. But being present and being plugged in, you guys, the reason those trainings are done is so you know what to do. If you're ever feeling stuck, you're feeling unmotivated, you're like, where do I go from here? Remember those videos that I sent to you in our first conversation that I said, please watch these? Stop. Go back and rewatch those. You guys have no idea how much time I spend rewatching videos and rewatching trainings and being a part of different inspirational groups to be the best leader that I can. And same goes for you. If you want an 80K paycheck, you have to start working like an 80K today. Just because you're not there, it's like, have you ever heard that term of in a job, right? If you want your boss's job, you need to show up and dress like your boss. Have you guys ever heard that? If you want to be here, but you're here, you need to start acting like you're here, regardless if you are or not. Fake it till you make it. I'm serious. When I go on my lives, I act like I have 1,000 viewers. I know I don't, but I act that way until I get there. And someday I will get there, and so will you. I'm serious. Fake it till you make it, you guys. You have to be acting like you're here, even if you're here, but that's how you're going to get up to there. So be plugging in. And that is why I tell you guys, get on those Wednesday night calls, those Wednesday night Zooms that we have every Wednesday night. Nora, you have to be quiet. And taking responsibility for learning. There's no way in the world I could train you on every single thing that I know, because we would be here for weeks. It takes time to build the knowledge. I'm still learning something new every single day by different trainings that I watch. So this is where it gets very important, and I want to touch on this. As you guys have new promoters coming into the business that you sign up, I really, really need your help in you guys taking responsibility for your own team. You're only going to do as good as what your team knows and as good as what your team is doing. So what you really need to do is just duplicate the process over and over. So that's why I'm not adding people into our chat anymore until they have at least watched those 2 beginner training videos. Because if they're going to spend the time to actually watch them, they're going to be quality people. We as a team do not have time to sit here and nitpick through videos and pull piece by piece out to tell people what they need to know. They have to take responsibility for that and watch those videos, because that is why they're there, so that they can learn. Because as questions are coming through on the chat of things I know are in the videos that I have sent, it's very frustrating to me when I've already given the information and they're not using it to their advantage. So it's really hard on my end to keep up with all of that. So that is why, and I'm not trying to be mean by any way, shape, or form, but it's just to make things go a little smoother. And I'm trying to help you guys learn to coach your own team, and how to duplicate what you're doing and what you know. So the first step when someone comes to you and they say, I want to join, you say, awesome, that is fantastic. I'm so excited for you. They just announced that they have $4,000 to $12,000 bonuses up this month on top of the VIPs. You know, kind of give them a little bit of a talk on that, and then say, hey, I want you to take time, invest in watching in this video. It's literally like 15 minutes long. It's going to break down the first 14 to 30 days of your business and what is possible for you to achieve. That's that video that I've sent to you guys where you can see the DFT on the arm. That's like the beginner, you know, what you see when you send that video. So that's number one. That's only like a 15, 16-minute video. So if they can't even spend the time learning that, you guys, I'm telling you, you're going to work effortlessly trying to train this person. We need people to know that they have an expectation when they sign up for this team that they have to take responsibility in learning for themselves, because we cannot exhaust ourselves doing it for them. And that is where quality over quantity comes in, because you know if someone's going to take 15 minutes to watch a video and get excited about it, they're going to be ready to run. And those are the people you want to have on your side. So send them that video. Once they watch that, then you're going to send them the Thriving Good Comp Plan, because that is going to really break down our compensation structure, so they at least have a general idea of what they're getting into and what they're going to be running after in their first 30 days. You want people to have a good understanding of that in the VIP period, so you're not constantly, what's the word I'm looking for? I just drew a blank. But basically, yeah, just so you're not running yourself exhausted trying to explain the same things over and over. So utilize the Dream Team page and Lisa's videos, because that's why they're there. They're there to share what she knows, and that's how I know what I know, because I've spent the time watching a million training videos over and over. And I don't necessarily always just sit and watch, but it's when I'm doing the dishes, I have it playing in the background and I catch what I can. Or I'm giving my kids baths, you know, and I have it in the background. Or before bed, I have my headphones in as I'm laying there and I'm listening to it. You know, so you don't have to be like right there structured on it. We all have lives. We have kids. We have things we have to do. So I don't expect you guys to like, you know, hone in all the time. But even just having it play in the background, because then at least you'll catch bits and pieces. And then you can go back and rewatch the parts that you need to rewatch. So that's just my tip of advice for just getting plugged in, doing what you need to be doing, taking responsibility for your own business, because you're here for you. You're here for your why, and you're here for your business, and you are here to make money. We have big money to be making. So if you don't know what you're doing, how are you going to teach the next person to do it, right? So just do yourself that favor and just plug in. I promise you, it won't be a waste of your time. You're going to know what to expect. You're going to be fired up, and you're going to be so excited to pass that information on to the next person, as I am doing for you. So that was a big thing I wanted to talk about, is just being authentic, going through basic trainings, learning how to coach your own downlines, because eventually you guys are going to have big teams. So it's just getting used to that structure right now. So as you do have more people come in, it's that power of duplication, and it's going to make your life 100 times easier. Let's see, what else were we going to talk about? We were going to just go over the $4,000 and the $12,000 bonus really quick, which is so exciting. Okay, so Lavelle announced on all 400 kits or $800 kits. We do have an $800 kit, but those are going to be crazy hard to sell. I've never sold one, but I'm not saying it can't be done. So if you do, you're amazing. But all four, we'll focus on 400 kits. Normally, our point system or our volume system is dollar for dollar. So if somebody buys $150 worth of product, you get 150 points or volume, right? So for 400 kits, you would normally get 400 points or volume. The words are kind of just interchangeable. But in the month of May, they're giving us all 800 points for the 400 kits. So you guys, if you think about it, make it as simple as possible for you. If you do the math, if you sold 5 400 kits at 800 points a piece, if you sold 5 of those, that's your $4,000 in volume. You can do that in 5 orders. How crazy. Hey, Amanda, thanks for just jumping in. So I'm just, right now we talked about just basic training on social media, but I'm going over the $4,000 to $12,000 bonuses. So yes, if you do just 400 kits, there's your 4,000 in volume. How Lavelle is paying it out is the $4,000 bonus is being paid out over a 6-month period of time. So that looks like about $660 a month that you will get added to your paycheck. I'm assuming probably the second of every month. I'm not sure if they release exactly when, but we'll get to that. And then the $12,000 bonus is being paid out over an 8-month period of time. So that's $1,500 a month in your pocket. Now, to maintain those bonuses, you do have to maintain that rank. But here's the thing, you guys. Let's say you hit 12K this month. You get that $1,500 bonus, plus you're going to get your auto bonus of $300 or $800 if you go get a luxury vehicle. And let's say next month is a little slower and you manage to just maintain at that 4K rank. That's okay. Lavelle is still going to give you the payout equivalent to what the $4,000 bonus was. So the next month, you'll get $660. You don't get the $1,500, but you see how that works. It's still going to be rolling in as long as you maintain a rank of 4K, which is very much doable. Something else I want you to think about within this first week of May is securing your 2 customer orders. So next month, everybody is thriving for free without a doubt. I would hate to get to month end and we were so busy doing these 400 kits that you forgot to secure 2 customer orders. So keep that on the back burner and see if you can't snag 2 customer orders here right at the beginning of the month so you don't have to have that in the back of your mind as a focus. So that is something big that I'm challenging everybody to do the first week in May. Just secure 2 customer orders on an auto ship. Again, they can cancel, edit, delete, pause that auto ship up until 1 business day prior to when it's supposed to get shipped out. So the auto ship is just going to save them that 20%. You can also run a report if you have been with Lavelle here for a couple of months in your back office. You can go to auto ships. And if you have anybody scheduled to run an auto ship this month as a customer, that will count as your however many auto ships you have, but that will count towards your refer to. So that's something I want you guys to be thinking about as well. And it's a perfect time because new customers get their $25 in product credit that they can use towards that order. So Lavelle is doing the incentivizing for us, you guys. We don't have to dig into our pockets, try to figure out how we're going to incentivize these people because Lavelle is already doing it for us. $25. They do have to use that $25 in the month of May or they will lose it. So it's use it or lose it in the month of May. So just try to snag people that way. By doing the $25 right away. That's like half off of their pack of DFTs, right? So that's a fantastic deal as is without us even having to put forth any more effort on that. So anyway, Shannon, what am I missing? If anything, please type it in the chat. So we went over the 80-20 rule. We went over why we post our links in the chat and ask for comments. We went over just being present and plugging in, Wednesday night lives or Wednesday night Zooms. We went over the basic structure of that big, huge bonus we're all gonna get, right? Let's see, Ashley says, I made a chat at everyone I have added and my group added so they can ask questions and watch the video and training. Okay, so Ashley, sounds like you're already starting to structure kind of like your own personally enrolled chat, which is fantastic. That's great. Just don't be too the reason I have the big chat that I have is so yes, you guys can grow as your own coach, but also to take that coach weight off your shoulders so that you can focus on doing your business instead of running around with your head cut off trying to coach all these people. But if you need help, Ashley, please add me in there and I will pop in and out as you need. Or if you have specific questions, message me. But I think that's fantastic, Ashley, for you to be doing that for your team. I think it's going to help them a lot, getting more of that one-on-one that's needed. And with this business, that's what I really like to do with new people. I like to do more one-on-one coaching with them. We get them up to par with their training videos. And then we'll add them into Dream Team, Dream Chasers, and then the big group chat. The reason I don't like to throw brand new people into Ciara's Thriving Dream Team chat is because it's crazy, right? There's always constantly messages coming through. It's a very fast-paced group. It's very fast-paced. I've been in a few businesses, let's face it. And other chats that I have been in have never been as crazy busy as the one that I've created. So that's why it's really important. I don't want you guys overwhelming your new promoters with so much information being thrown at them, because that could turn them off immediately. They're gonna a lot of people end up leaving the chat and wanting nothing to do with it because they're like, whoa, it's just way too much. My head is spinning. So that's why I want to break it down and really walk them through it and make it as easy as possible so that they can be successful, you're successful, and everybody is on the same page going forward. So just something to think about. We just kind of want to ease people into it. You know, you don't want them to sign up and then say, okay, here you go, have at it. You know, we really want to take that quality time with them, because the more quality time you spend with your downlines, hi, the more time quality you spend one-on-one, the better they're going to do, because they're going to feel valued. So it's something to think about. We have about 8 minutes left. If anybody has any random questions whatsoever, feel free to put them in the chat, and I'll give it a few seconds. I think that was all I wanted to go through. I'm really winging it, you guys. I didn't make any notes, so. I think everyone should be good, but yeah, just stay motivated. Another thing I heard from Lisa, who is fantastic. If you guys have not plugged into her trainings, again, you need to do so. She is seriously like one of my biggest inspirations amongst Amanda. But what was I trying to even say? Oh, she said something one time that really, really stuck with me. And she said the key to this business is self-development. That's huge, you guys. You have to grow into the person it takes to be to hit those different ranks. I feel like somebody that is not, you know, self-developed and they're not at the peak of their game, like, it's possible for them to hit 200K, right? But you really have to kind of grow into the person that it takes. And that's where I was saying, you know, at that new job, you want to be your boss, you got to show up and dress like your boss, right? You have to be doing the steps that they're doing. Even though you're only a brand promoter, you have to work the business like you're a 12K and put that work in. You guys, I did not get here overnight. I have worked my hiney off to do it, and I know you guys can too. But self-development, take the 30 minutes a day, read something inspirational, watch The Secret on Netflix, read the book, listen to You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. That book absolutely changed my life coming into this business, and I'm gonna I should re-listen to it again because it's been a little while. But just absorb as much information as you can, not even specific to this business, but just specific to the dynamics of social networking. There are excellent books out there on just network marketing as a whole, not specific to Lavelle, but just the psychology of it. Plugging into stuff like that and just really rounding yourself out as a person and self-developing yourself every day is so, so important. So that's kind of what I want to leave you with. So when I say 30 minutes of self-development, you know, a lot of people won't do it, and that's okay. But, you know, I kind of have a sense for who does, and I can kind of sense who's going to really run with this. And you guys just being on this Zoom right now shows me that you're plugged in, and you know that it's worth it to be here. So I appreciate the very few of you that did jump on this video, because it really means the world to me, you know. So I just would really appreciate it if you guys shared this with your downlines, ride them a little bit to watch these training videos and plug in. We have another training coming up tomorrow night, again, Wednesday at, I always forget, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, so hopefully I see you all there, and I hope everybody hits 4K this month and starts pocketing some bonuses. So get out there and do the work, and you guys, it will be so worth it. All right, you guys, I'm going to end this now. Talk to you later.